Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled amidst rolling hills and lush forests, there lived a wise and kind-hearted king named Frederick. King Frederick was known far and wide for his wisdom, fairness, and above all, his kindness. His people adored him, and his kingdom thrived under his benevolent rule. But King Frederick had a deep longing in his heart. He longed for a queen who possessed the same qualities of kindness and empathy as he did. He knew that a queen with a compassionate heart would be the perfect match to rule by his side. Word of the king's desire spread throughout the land, and young ladies from noble families far and wide came to the palace hoping to capture his heart. They were beautiful, well-mannered, and came from distinguished families, but none of them seems to be the one the king was searching for. One stormy evening, a knock echoed through the palace. The king's chamberlain rushed to answer the door and found a young woman standing there, drenched from head to toe. She was a sight to behold. With a radiant smile and eyes that sparkled with kindness, she introduced herself as Princess Isabella from a neighboring kingdom. Princess Isabella had heard of King Frederick's reputation for kindness and wanted to meet him. She was not concerned with his wealth or power. All she desired was to see if his heart matched his reputation. King Frederick, intrigued by her sincerity, invited her inside. The storm outside raged on, but inside the palace there was warmth and laughter as King Frederick and Princess Isabella shared stories, dreams, and aspirations. As the night wore on, it became clear to the king that he had found the queen he had longed for. Her kindness shone like a beacon, and he knew that their hearts were a perfect match. In the days that followed, King Frederick proposed to Isabella, and she joyfully accepted. The kingdom celebrated their union with a grand wedding, and the people rejoiced, for they knew that their new queen was not only beautiful, but had a heart as pure as the king's. Yet, there were those who whispered in the shadows, questioning whether Princess Isabella truly belonged in the palace. They believed that a true princess should have the refinement of dictate even the slightest discomfort. These whispers reached the ears of the queen, but she paid them no mind. She knew that her heart was filled with kindness and empathy, and that was more important than any taste of nobility. One day, as the queen was sitting in her chambers, a knock came at the door. It was the king's mother, the Queen Dowager, who had a reputation for being demanding and critical. She entered the room and said, "My dear, there is a tradition in our kingdom. A true princess should be so sensitive that she can feel the presence of a pea placed under a stack of 20 mattresses. We must test your sensitivity to ensure you are fit to be our queen." Queen Isabella nodded politely, though she found the test rather peculiar. Nevertheless, she agreed to undergo the test to prove her worthiness. The Queen Dowager ordered the servant to place a single pea under a mountain of soft mattresses and feather beds in the grand guest chamber where the queen was to sleep that night. As night fell, Queen Isabella lay down to rest on the stack of mattresses. She shifted around a bit, as anyone would, to get comfortable, but she felt nothing unusual. The next morning, the Queen Dowager eagerly inquired about her night's rest. Queen Isabella replied, "I had a comfortable night's sleep, thank you." The Queen Dowager's eyes widened in disbelief. Are you sure? You couldn't have probably slept well with a pea under all those mattresses. Queen Isabella smiled warmly and said, My dear mother-in-law, I did sleep soundly, for I did not feed the pea. But I believe that the true test of a princess lies not in her sensitivity to discomfort, but in her sensitivity to the suffering of others. It is in kindness and empathy that a true princess should excel, not in her ability to detect a tiny pea hidden beneath her. The Queen Dowager was taken aback by Queen Isabella's response. She realized that her test had been flawed and that true nobility was measured by the nobility of the heart. She embraced Queen Isabella and apologized for her misguided judgment. From that day forward, Queen Isabella's kindness and compassion continued to shine throughout the kingdom. She and the King Frederick ruled with love and empathy, and their reign was marked by prosperity and harmony. The people of the kingdom learned that it was not the sensitivity to a pea that defined a true princess, but the sensitivity to the needs and feelings of others. So, the tale of the princess and the pea of kindness became a love story in the kingdom. Thank you.